report from WKYT News. We're going on the air here momentarily just to let you know what's going on, and we want to go to Georgetown.
We want to get you right now to Scott County. Let's listen in.
Wife, small children, and his parents are also survivors as well.
How long have you been with the department?
So Deputy Conley's been with us for 4 years. Before that, he served the United States Army for 8 years, and he was an excellent asset to our staff. We just ask that everybody keep his family, especially our law enforcement family, in your thoughts and prayers. These are going to be critical times coming up. We never want to see anything like this happen. The reality is we know it can, but when it does, it's hard.
Talk about that hurt you feel as a department with this immeasurable loss.
Well, I'm hurting for his immediate family. I'm hurting for his law enforcement family, all those brothers and sisters up at the UK hospital. All the other agencies were there. Their support, their outcome of support was phenomenal. Just overwhelming to see that. But we all are a big family at the end of the day. Brown, gray, blue, it doesn't matter.
Do you mind saying the spelling for the deputy's first name?
His name is Caleb Conley, C-A-L-E-B, Conley, C-O-N-L-E-Y.
Sheriff, has your department been through this before?
Since I've been sheriff, we've not, as far as I know, we've not had anyone killed in the line of duty. We had a deputy shot years back, but this is the first time we've had a fatal shooting.
It's the day someone in your position dreads.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
The day someone in your position dreads.
Absolutely. Unthinkable. Unthinkable.
Deputy, you were saying that he was one of the most awarded deputies in your force. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Deputy Conley was very active in his role as a deputy sheriff. He took his job very serious. He was just a go-getter, and he loved his job. And it's a shame that it got cut short because he loved this job so much, and he was so good at it.
Just to go over the details here, so he was shot during a traffic stop, yes?
That's correct.
What more details can you tell us about the investigation into all of this?
So he was shot by a suspect that fled. And, of course, our attention went to him. Someone called in and said that we had a deputy that had been shot. And we all arrived relatively quick, and that's in fact what had happened.
And that suspect, what's their status?
I'm sorry?
What's the suspect's status? Are they in custody?
To my knowledge, they are. I don't know anything about the suspect, though, and they're not in custody here.
We saw an incredible response out there today from Lexington, KSP, just so many different agencies coming together. Talk about, that brotherhood that you see in a time like this.
Hey, that's what we're going to need to get us through this. I'll tell you right now, we've got some tough times coming up. It's not going to be easy. We're going to need each other, lean on each other. We got to be here for each other. We got to continue to do this job. But we can't forget him while we're doing that, and his legacy of what he did as a deputy sheriff here and serving our country in the U.S. Army.
Is there anything the community can do to help you guys out moving forward?
I think just let us kind of process this a little bit. There's a lot of details we have to go through, but we do appreciate that, and we would use our Facebook page probably to put that out there if any needs, wants and needs we have, and we'd appreciate that.
So do you know why this car was pulled over in the first place?
I do not know as of yet. I do not know.
Sheriff, we know that this is a tight-knit community, and anytime we see these tragedies, people in the community always want to rally behind and support. What do you want people to know about who this deputy was?
He was a damn good deputy, and he loved his job. He took it very serious, and he's out there today doing his job, and look what happened to him. A coward coming through our county on I-75 took his life, took him away from his family.
Can you speak to, was this connected to other shootings that happened in Lexington?
I can't speak to that, no sir.
Sure. How did you find out that this officer had been shot? Talk me through that moment.
How did I find out personally? I was in my vehicle and heard it come over the radio. I pulled over to take a phone call, and something you don't want to hear, but I heard it.
I know you wanted to speak as well.
Scott County Sheriff's Office requested that our critical incident response team take over the investigation, lead the investigation. There is one suspect in custody. There's no threat to the public, general public, and we'll release more information as the investigation continues.
Can you say if that suspect was involved in any of those other shootings that we heard about in Lexington?
No, sir, I cannot. I can't comment on that at this time.
Are you looking for the public's help in putting together any information as you guys move forward with your investigation, or anything the public can do to assist?
No, ma'am. I just want everyone to keep the Scott County Sheriff's Office in our prayers. That's what they need today. So.
In regards to the traffic stop, do you know why the suspect was stopped, or also? Okay.
I do not. I don't want to, I can't answer any questions. It just started. We just started the investigation. It's preliminary, very preliminary. And as soon as we get more information, it'll be released in a press release.
Was the suspect shot as well? Were they injured at all?
I'm unaware. I can't answer any comments on that.
So all the details regarding the investigation will come from KSP?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any timeline on that, on more information coming out?
I do not at this time. That's all on how the investigation progresses.
For people who maybe don't understand how thorough these investigations are, can you speak to that? What happens at the scene? How these kinds of things can take weeks before you can really piece together all of
It's
this?
just a very serious, incident. We have a loss of life. We put our all into it. So we're going to give them the best that we can, and it just takes time. So.
Do you expect 75 traffic closed down while you guys, is that still seen, or
I don't have a timeline on how long that ramp will be shut down. I'm sure it'll be shut down for some time.
The shooting itself, it happened there at that merge, the Lexus Road and the highway there.
I'm unaware. That's something you'd have to ask the sheriff.
And can you confirm anything about the carjacking, how that may have played a role there?
I'm not going to give any information on the incident.
How many scenes are there?
Excuse me?
How many scenes are involved?
With our deputy, there's one scene. It was at the bottom of the 127 ramp southbound off of Lexus Way. That's where it occurred at.
And then are there additional scenes in the process of trying to catch the suspect?
I know the only scene that the state police is processing right now is on the interstate.
Okay.
So.
Did you know this deputy personally?
No, ma'am. I did not.
I'm sure, though, even though you're still impacted by all of this.
I think Sheriff Hampton said it well. We're all one big family. It don't matter if you wear gray, blue, brown. We all do the same job. We all have the same mission. It's unfortunate. We lost a life today, and it's a tough day. It's probably the toughest thing you can go through as a law enforcement officer.
Several Kentucky officers were honored last week at the nation's capital for National Police Week. I know we're still mourning those losses, and as more tragedy strikes, it becomes hard to pick all that up. Any message to other officers out there right now? Not that you've ever wanted to go through this, but I know sometimes we look to our leaders to offer up a word.
My message would be just be as careful and diligent as you can in doing your duties, because that one traffic stop can be the last, and we don't want to see this ever happen again.
I know it's a tough question to ask about details like this, but was this officer shot once, but they shot multiple times?
Sir, I'm not going to give any information on the investigation right now. It'll come out in a press release form at a later date.
Did he pass at the hospital?
To my knowledge, yes.
Thank you all for your time, and so sorry for your loss.
have been listening to a news conference there with Sheriff Tony Hampton there in Scott County. We are beginning to get some new details of what transpired this afternoon that ultimately led to the death of Deputy Caleb Conley. He had served 4 years with the Scott County Sheriff's Department. Bill, he had been with the Army for 8 years prior to that.
Obviously dedicated to public service. The Sheriff Hampton saying that he was active, called him a go-getter, and I'll repeat the other line that he said, he was a damn good deputy. That was.
We are trying to learn more about some of the incidents that have transpired. What we did hear there was from KSP that KSP was called in to help the sheriff's office there to take over this investigation. What we learned in this news conference is that there was a traffic stop made there at the bottom of the on-ramp at 127 on I-75 at Lexus Way. What we do not know and what we could not confirm tonight is why that suspect was pulled over, but we understand that after shots were fired, the suspect then fled. The sheriff said their attention turned to their deputy, and then they allowed other agencies to take over. That suspect is in custody, and KSP saying there is no other additional threat to the community at this hour.
Which was an important point, and KSP obviously will handle the investigation going forward, but there appears to be numerous scenes involved with this, and so there may be some more information that will be forthcoming from the Lexington Police Department or other agencies involved in this horrible situation this evening that has taken the life of a Scott County deputy, again, Caleb Conley, who had been with the department since his graduation from the Kentucky Department of Criminal Justice training in 2019. And again, a suspect is in custody and there's no threat to the public.
We will have much more coming up tonight from our reporters. We hope that you will join us on the CW at 10 o'clock, and we'll have the very latest here at 11 on WKYT.